Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on your favorite Little's Law YouTube channel. So this is an SRE, or you can take it as a DevOps or a platform engineer, or even a performance tester who is working on a CI/CD platform. So anybody who works on GitHub must know this. So you can be a future SRE engineer or a current SRE engineer, or if you are, I mean, this mainly is an interview question. So if you're someone who is attending an SRE interview, you must definitely know this. And if you're someone who's working in the project, yes, you must definitely know this. So the question is, how do you uncommit the changes that have already been pushed to GitHub? And this has been an interview question which I've received from one of our subscribers. So that's the reason I'm posting it here, and I will explain you step by step. First, let's try to understand the goal, and then I will explain you how to do this with three different scenarios. So all you have to understand is the process, and make sure you remember that during the interview. So let me reiterate the question, which is, how do you uncommit? So we all know what is a commit, which is here after we add a file, we add it, and then we commit the file to the we actually moving it from the local to the staging part, right? So that's why the commit does. So the question here is, how do you uncommit the changes that you have already been pushed to GitHub? So you have already pushed it to GitHub now. So you have to uncommit that change that is already in GitHub. So how will you do that? So that's what we're going to see today. Um, so there are two main reasons why someone want to do the uncommit. So the first thing is to uncommit or to undo the last commit. So you have did a latest commit to the GitHub, and you want to undo that, and you have to keep the changes locally. So that's the first reason. That is like fixing a commit message. It is an example, like fixing a commit message or fixing anything which is in the latest commit. And then the next thing is, you have to remove a commit completely from history, even from GitHub. So these are the two reasons why you would need to want to uncommit the changes that you already pushed to GitHub. So if this is your interview question, you have to answer this way. Like firstly, you have to understand what is the goal. And now I'll explain you how to do that. So the first thing is undoing the last commit and keeping the changes locally. And for this, I have created a branch from my current repo. So let me just I'll just quickly show you my branch name. So this is the branch. So I have actually created it from my main branch. So I've kept a branch name called feature interview questions, and we're going to see how to do that. So the first thing is you have to, before that, let me just show you git log minus minus one line. So this will help you to look into all the commits that you have recently did. So this will help you to see all the commits that you have recently did. So our goal is to uncommit the last change from the GitHub, right? So the first thing we have to do is we have to run a git reset minus minus soft, and then head. What is that symbol? The head minus head quotes one. That symbol comes in here. So that is, you're going to. So this action or this command will will undo the last commit, but will keep your code change staged. So that is what this particular um, git reset soft command does, which is it is going to hit your last commit, right? And okay, so I have given this one. So now what happens is, now we can recommit this, the last change, with a new message. And before that, let me do again a git log minus minus one line. Sorry, git log minus minus one line. And now if you see here, in fact, I'll show you the previous commit. So the previous commit where we did starts with F2E3, right? And now if we check it, that's removed. So there is a new commit, but the thing what happened is it has moved to the previous commit. So 66, it has moved from, the head has actually moved from, oh, sorry, the head has actually moved from F2 to 66. If you see here, it has moved to 66. So that is what we did, because we have removed the last commit, the latest commit, right? So the next thing we are going to do is, now we have to recommit this with a message. So for that, I'm going to do a git commit minus m, and it's going to be a new message or new change, right? So this is going to be, I mean, it can be any commit message, but all we are going to do is we are undoing the last commit, but we're keeping the code changes unchanged in the local code changes staged. And after that, we are going to do a git push minus minus force. And before you use force, make sure that it can be only used if you are the only one who is working on the branch, or make sure that if everyone agrees, because you're doing a git push minus force. So that's an important thing. So this is the first scenario, which is undoing the last commit and keeping the changes locally. And now what we'll do is let's go to the next option. And for that, I'm going to check out git checkout main, right? And then I'll create a new branch. So git checkout minus B, and then feature scenario 2, right? So scenario minus 2. So in this one, we're going to create recreate the scenario again. So what happens is, in this scenario, we pushed something by mistake, and we want to remove it completely, which is the code along with the commit. So that is the second one. So we're going to undo the last commit and discard the changes. And for this, we have to use git reset. Previously we used git soft, and now we're going to use git reset hard. Again, the same thing, git tilde symbol and then 1. So when we do this, so here it shows us that head is now moved from 66 C1B99, which is from the last commit. If you see here, the same thing happened, which we saw in the previous branch. So it moved from this commit to the previous commit, that is the 66 C1B99. And after this, if you do a git push force automatically, let me just do it. So git, sorry, make sure you are not using any caps or uppercase. So git push minus minus force will remove the commit and the changes from your working directory and from GitHub. So that's what the git reset hard does. So what it does is it removes the commit, the complete commit, whatever it did, and the changes you from your working directory and from your GitHub. So that's what the git reset hard does. So previously, in the first option, we tried the git reset minus minus soft, and then we did git reset minus minus hard. So these are the two scenarios, and we have one last scenario. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out to main again, and let me create another branch, git checkout minus B, and then feature slash scenario minus 3. And now the third option. This is the safer for the team. So the first two changes are not safe, but this third one, which is safer for team, then it avoids force. So previously, when we did git reset soft and git reset hard, we did used the force command, but now we're going to use the safer option. So we can write git revert and then the commit hash. So previously, before that, let me get the last commit. So I'm going to get the git log one line, queue it, and then let me get this last commit, right? And then coming back here, so what I'm going to do is git revert and then the last commit, the commit hash. So now, okay, it says that commit is a merge, but no, okay, it's not a merge. It's a merge commit basically. So what we have to do is we have to get the previous commit. So let me get this previous commit here and git revert space. Okay. So when we do this, yes, it will automatically take us to the message where we want to update. So let me update it. So yeah, I'm okay with this message. So and then control Q, sorry, and then Q, sorry, WQ will save git commit. Yeah, we are in insert mode now. Sorry, let me enter it. Revert update dot emd, revert update md, and adding commit message, and then click a escape colon WQ will save the command for you, and then now we are done. So one file changed, one deleted. So if I do a git log minus minus one line, so here you can see the commit that has been moved, right? The one that we already saw. So now there's a new commit here, which is we have reverted and then we have updated the commit. So what happened is this creates a new commit that undoes the changes which is made by the previous one. So there is no previous one that has been undone, and we can use this when others may already pulled the bad commit. And finally, yes, we did a git log one line to see what has happened. So the copy, we have to copy the cache of the commit that we want to undo, and with that we can make the change. So what we initially wanted to do is, let's bring it once again. So we wanted to uncommit the changes that we have already pushed to GitHub. So now after doing all this, if you do a git push, automatically all the latest commit, the last commit that we have committed to the GitHub will be removed. So that is what we have did. So what we did is we have uncommitted the changes that we have already pushed to the GitHub. And now I'll show you a summary chart of what we did, and that will help you to understand how does it work. And always, just to remind you, always check if we are working in a shared branch before using force. If you're using force with others, it'll bring a lot of miscommunication and a lot of confusion. So make sure that if you're the only one who is using the branch, then you can very well use force. If not, make sure that the team agrees with that, and then you can use it. And yeah, so far we did like just to give a quick summary, we did git reset soft, git reset hard, and then the last option, which is the git revert. So let me quickly show you a summary of what did we did so far. So just to give you a quick summary of what did we do. So the first goal is to, I mean, like all the goals is to undo the last commit and keep the changes, which we did using git reset minus minus soft and the head tilde one. So this will keep the change. Yes, this will keep the change. But again, we need to use, I mean, like if we need to, the team needs to do a force push. And if you ask me, is it safe for the teams? No. And then we do the last, and we have to undo the last commit and discard the change. And for that, we used git reset minus minus hard and then the head tilde one. And this will not keep the change. This will completely remove the change, the last commit, the last change, the last change that we pushed to GitHub, that will be removed. And for this, we need to do force push, which is not safer to the team. And then finally, we did a revert the committed safely. For that, we did git revert and then the commit code. And then this will not keep the change. This will remove, this will uncommit, this will completely delete the change. If you ask whether it is safe or not, yes, it's completely safe. So I recommend you, you can just give these options to the interviewer, that you have like three options where you can undo the last commit, you can keep the change, you can undo the last commit, you can discard the change, and then you can revert the commit safely. So all these options we have with terms of GitHub. And if you want to know more in terms of GitHub, we do have recorded trainings for GitHub, for the SREs, for the DevOps. So you can register for the Little Slack group membership training, and you can watch those videos. They're very useful for you. And with that, I come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until we see you all in the next video. It's bye bye from Vasan Shanmugam and your favorite Little Slack YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye.